Subdas. Today, let's talk about the origin of the Soul King, perhaps one of the least understood characters in the entire Bleach mythos. So, to understand the Soul King, first we've got to understand the world he lived in. The old world was significantly different from the world we live in today. Three realms didn't exist in the form of the Shinigami world, the world of the living, and the world of the hollows, or Wakamundo. Instead, there was but one amalgamated world, a combination of all those worlds and more. This world was strange in that things weren't as clear cut as they are here. Beings were neither alive nor dead, they were in a sort of in between state, and the world didn't continuously evolve and progress as it does today. Instead, it faced cycles of progression and regression, and progression and regression. It was this world into which the Soul King was born. The Soul King was a peculiar being in that he was part Shinigami, he was part Quincy, and he was part human and Fullbringer. Furthermore, he was the progenitor of all these races, and they all shared an ancestor in the Soul King. You'll notice that one of the most prominent races in Bleach is missing, and you'll get to know why soon enough. The Soul King was massively powerful. He was nigh omniscient and omnipotent. He was virtually a god. There was no being, no single being that could stand up to him in the old world. Eons passed, the cycles of progression, regression continued. Eventually, one day, a new form of existence came into being, and this form of existence was the Hollow. These monsters clad in white devoured human souls to survive. Now, this wouldn't be a problem if they were merely consuming a few human souls here and there. But one Hollow grew to consume so many human souls and become so massive that it became the world's first Menos. To understand why this was a problem, we've got to understand the circulation of souls. Even in the old world, where beings were neither alive nor dead, there seemed to be a sort of circulation or a flow of souls that facilitated evolution or regression. If there was no flow of souls, the world would start to stagnate. And this was exactly what happened when the first Menos was born. Noticing that this Menos caused the world to virtually halt completely, the Soul King decided to take matters into his own hands. He disintegrated the Hollow into a desert of white sand, atop of which Wakamundo is today. Balance had been restored, but a seed of chaos had sprouted. This seed of chaos would find its way into the hearts of five powerful beings, who would later come to be known as the ancestors of the five great clans. One of the five beings, the head of the Tsunayashiro family, was filled with paranoia and distrust. He wanted to overthrow the Soul King in order to prevent the Soul King from ever turning his power on the beings he created. The Shihoin clan ancestor wanted to enlarge the circulation of souls, as the ancestor believed that the larger the circulation, the more rapid the pace of evolution. The Kuchiki ancestor wanted there to be a new order that governed the three worlds. The Shiba clan ancestor, seemingly the most humane of all of them, believed that the souls consumed by the Hollow were faultless and they were simply victims. He wished to give them a second chance at life by purifying the Hollows instead of destroying them outright. And finally, the ancestor of the last clan wished that a world would be placed atop a deep pit that would later come to be known as Hell. What this implies is that Hell has always existed and is actually a remnant of the old world, and that it housed some dangerous beings, presumably, which could constantly escape, and he wanted to seal them inside forever. They all had their own unique wishes, but in order to achieve any one of them, they had to overthrow the Reo, the Soul King. They approached the Soul King, and surprisingly, he didn't put up any resistance. He willingly submitted. Whether this was because he could see the future and knew that resistance would be futile, or whether it was because he too wanted to see the new world with his own eyes, that we'll never know. The Tsunayashiro clan ancestor imprisoned the Soul King and forced him to act as a balancer of worlds. But he was not satisfied with simply this. He wanted to ensure that the Soul King was not merely putting up a facade and that he'd act as their puppet forever. In order to do so, he mutilated the Soul King by ripping out his arms, his legs, his heart, and various other internal organs. Disturbed by the evil actions committed, the Shiba ancestor wished to free the Soul King and to take his place instead. He was, however, overruled by the other clan leaders, and the Tsunayashiro clan head in particular was so infuriated by his suggestion that he proceeded to erase the Shiba clan ancestors' name from all of history. Following these series of events, the three worlds we know today were born: the world of the humans, the world of the Shinigami, and Mundo. Now, a large number of souls flowed in between the human world and the Shinigami world, which facilitated the large circulation that the Shihoin ancestor had always dreamed of. The Gote 13 acted as the peacekeepers and the enforcers of law for the Soul Society, which was presumably the realization of the dream of the Kuchiki clan ancestor. Shinigamis wielded Zanpakuto that did not slay hollows but that purified them instead. This was the Shiba clan ancestors' desire. And finally, it can be inferred that the world that acts as a cork to hell to seal it off completely is the world of the living. Till today, the Shinigami continued to staunchly defend the Soul Society without knowing that it has been built atop of heinous crimes committed by the ancestors, crimes that would later come to be termed as the original sin. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. This is my first ever video. Hopefully, you liked it. If you did, you know what to do. I mean, there are just three options to press underneath. I'd appreciate it if you press two of them. Thanks for watching.